All right, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? Let me get myself straight here. What's going on today? Happy weekend to you guys. If you're listening to this on a weekend, if you listen during the week, happy week. Let's get it, right? My name is Justin. I'm the WOD nutritionist. Here at CBG, we help CrossFitters look, perform, and feel confident without tracking macros. Right now, we're specifically going to be talking about the Open, the CrossFit Open, right? So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great year. CrossFit keeps changing stuff every year, but hey, it doesn't mean our nutrition's not important and we can't fuel properly, right? So I think there are a number of different things that we can do as CrossFitters to really get closer to our goals when it comes to the Open and at least not leave anything on the table, right? We I've been training really hard. The next like couple weeks, to be honest, are not going to be big game changers in terms of you being able to do way better in the open. Maybe if you get a new movement, let's say like if you start doing singles on ring muscle ups or something like that, could be super beneficial for you because if ring muscle ups show up in the open, like even getting one when a lot of people can't, will drastically jump you up on the leaderboard. But for the most part, your training itself is not going to do much in the next couple weeks. It's just dialing in, making sure you're recovering properly, all that stuff. The same thing is goes for nutrition, right? I mean, if you're planning to crush the open, you should have been on track with your nutrition all year, right? Since it opened, since everything happened from 2022 right into 2023. But there are some things that you can do now and that you can start to implement into your life, especially when it comes to the nutrition side, that can help, right? So I want to go over that today. As the WOD nutritionist, I want to make sure you guys get all of this information for free. So if you're on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe so you can get notifications when I post different videos on YouTube. And then if you're on the Facebook group, what we'll do is if you want our CrossFit nutrition guide 2.0, I made a guide last year. I increased it. I improved it as I do for you guys. It's entirely free. Comment the open below. If you're on the YouTube channel, also feel free to comment or shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM at CBG underscore online underscore nutrition or on Facebook. So guys, I'm going to get into it. I think that the nutrition side can be really huge. And I want to go over some of the things that you can do to nail down your nutrition and just nail down your life into the next like month or so. Like, why not just dial it in, bro? Let's go. Just dial in a little bit, sleep a little better, eliminate alcohol, start meal prepping. Like, come on, the open only comes around once a year. Let's dedicate some time into it, right? So I think the first big thing that I want to go over is, the changes that we make, right? So you can certainly make some positive changes with your nutrition, but we don't want to make any drastic changes, right? For example, like Tom Brady just retired. So maybe you're thinking like, oh, Tom Brady just retired. Tom Brady's on your mind. You're like, Tom Brady's a vegan. He's a great athlete. I'm going to go vegan before the open. No, do not do this, guys. Yeah, maybe going more plant-based for you is better, but we're not trying to make that change before the open. Don't do it, right? Don't do this. Don't make this mistake where you're trying to do too much. Focus on getting in whole foods, good quality protein sources, lean meats, vegetables, fruits, good sources of carbohydrates, right? Good sources of fats and whole foods. Prep your own meals, quit eating processed food, but drastic changes like I'm going to go vegan, I'm going to start intermittent fasting, I'm going to incorporate this supplement into my routine. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? Because you could have actually negative side. Like, don't start taking pre-workout the morning of the open to get jacked up. Don't do this, guys. You could have an adverse reaction to it. You only have a certain window to get the open and some of the workouts done. Don't make any drastic changes. It's not a smart move, right? Not a smart move. So that's the first tip I would say in terms of nailing down your CrossFit nutrition is don't make any drastic changes. It's not smart. Not smart. Supplements, nutrition wise, don't go keto or whole 30 or do anything ridiculous. Just start prepping your own meals, getting things prepared. Maybe make some changes in the amounts of foods that you're eating. If you feel like you need to feel better and you need to eat enough, maybe eat more frequent meals. If you're somebody that's especially busy during the day, you're not eating enough, but don't make any drastic changes. All right. So that's not good. Now, when it comes to carbs and protein, right? These are the two main macronutrients that help us fuel for and recover from the actual open workouts, right? Um, I think that we want to make sure that we're total on our macros, the amount of food that we're eating, we're basically at maintenance. We're not going to try to do fat loss during the open. No, don't do it. You risk injury. You risk so many other things, not being fueled enough for your workouts. Do not try to do fat loss or even try to build muscle or anything else. Like if your focus is the open, you should be focused on maintenance, making sure that you're getting your body enough fuel, right? So when it comes to carbs and protein, that's the case, right? Now there are a couple different things I want to go over: total carb and protein intake relative to what you're doing, and then how do you get in enough for the open, before the open, a couple days before the open, and then the day of, right? So when it comes to carbs and protein, what I would say is around your body weight in protein is great. For carbs, I like people around 1.5 times their body weight, but it also depends. If you're somebody that's training 3 hours a day, you need 3 times your carbs and body weight, right? Either way, make sure that your carbs and protein are really set for you to actually be at maintenance and not gain weight or lose weight. That's the most important thing. Make sure you're at a position where you're at maintenance. Okay. Now, what I like for my athletes to do, people that really want to get after it this open, do best, beat their buddies at their gym, kick ass, is incorporate an extra 40 to 60 grams of carbohydrates on Wednesday and all throughout the rest of the time that you're doing the open. So here's an example. If you're on 200 grams of carbohydrates, pretty much that's your maintenance. Add an extra 40 to 60 on Wednesday. Add an extra 40 to 60 on Thursday. Add an extra 40 to 60 on Friday. Okay. Saturday, Sunday, same thing. All right. To recover. And then Monday, you're back on your regular Monday, Tuesday, and then add an extra 40 to 60 on Wednesday. All right. Now, if you're doing a redo, this is what I would encourage: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the whole open, increase by another 40 to 60 grams of carbs per day, right? Monitor body weight, make sure that that's consistent with staying within maintenance. But usually with more intense workouts, we need more fuel and we need to make sure that we're getting that fuel, right? The carbohydrates can be spread across the whole day. You can have them all at one meal. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you're getting enough, right? That's critical. So if you're doing the redos, make sure you're upping 40 to 60 grams per day for the entirety of the open. And if you're doing, basically just one on Friday night, Wednesday increase, Thursday increase, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to recover from Friday. And that's it, right? So that's what I would do for redo in terms of carbs and protein. For those of you that are watching, if you want our CrossFit Open Nutrition Guide 2.0, comment the open below in the comment section or shoot a DM the open, and my team will get it over to you. It's going to be released next week, but we're obviously expecting a lot of people to want this guide. So we want to start gathering names. It's entirely free. You just have to comment so that we can get it to you, right? So that's what we're going to do for redos, right? So leading up to the open, redos is very important. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is sleep, right? So it's very important to get enough sleep in general for recovery, but especially during the open, right? I mean, start prioritizing it, guys, and you'll see how much better you feel when you actually start prioritizing sleep enough. It feels good and you're going to perform better. I told this the other day in all of our clients work with one of my one-on-one coaches, and we also have group coaching calls twice per week. And on Thursday, we talked primarily about sleep, the mechanisms of sleep, why people struggle with it, some of these aspects, right? This is something that happens if you sign up for our coaching here at CBG, right? To quit tracking macros. Now, these group coaching calls are pretty cool because everybody's involved. We're talking about different things that we struggle with. And I asked the group, I said, if I could improve your body composition, fat loss, and building muscle, if I could get you stronger, if I could improve your sex drive, if I can improve your mood to be more happier and also be healthier, if I can improve your energy levels to feel more alert right? And focused and just have more energy during work, throughout the day, for your family, all of that, right? And I put it into a pill. Would you take it? If I put it into a pill, would you take it? How much would you pay for it? All that stuff. Basically, I improve your entire life, right? Here's the thing, guys. I don't need to give it to you in a pill because it's free and it's sleep, right? So those are all the benefits of sleep. And there's several more, right? In terms of recovery and everything else that I didn't go into. So you need to sleep enough and it's going to help you recover during the CrossFit Open. I know nerves are high. Oh, it's the Open tomorrow. Try to calm down. Breathe. Try to breathe. Meditate at night before you go to bed. Do some stretching. Get your mind in a place where you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, getting calm. Calm. That's what you need to do, right? Sleep well. So we need to sleep. There's so much things on sleep. I can go into it forever, but it's very important to get enough sleep, especially for the CrossFit Open, right? It's how we recover. It's how we get ready, right? Um, in terms of the day of the Open, all right, so you wake up that morning, you're eating, you're doing this, you're doing that, you got your plan. What I would encourage is right before the Open, like let's say an hour ahead of time, I would get some um, pre-workout carbohydrates, 40 to 60 grams. This is where you may include that 40 to 60 grams in that I was talking about a little bit before in a podcast about 5 minutes ago. 40 to 60 grams fast digesting carbs, right? Rice-based cereals, pretzels, um, jelly and white bread, fruit, right? Maybe very low fiber fruit like bananas. Some of these carbohydrate sources would be white rice, right? All of this stuff, right? Awesome stuff. Get in about 40 to 60 grams about an hour to hour and a half at a time. It's really going to help top off those glycogen stores, really make sure that not only are you going to cover better after the CrossFit, the workout's over, but that you have enough energy for the workout itself, right? So make sure that you're actually getting enough of carbohydrates, and I would incorporate them right before. Very, very easily digestible pre and then also post workout. Another 40 to 60, right? And post workout, I recommend even higher glycemic liquid carbohydrates, dextrose powder. You can buy from Amazon. It's cheaper than sand. Dextrose powder, Gatorade, right? Any cyclodextrin, anything like this that's really, really, really getting you to a place where you can recover well and you can easily digest something, right? So add another 40 to 60 grams after and half that in protein, right? So if you get 40 to 60, let's say you go 50 grams of carbs, 25 grams of protein. Let's say you go 60 grams of carbs, you go 30 grams of protein, right? Half that in protein. Whey protein is optimal. Some sort of isolate, help your actual muscles recover, right? You probably just did a high contraction volume. You probably just went with a lot of intensity. Go ahead and get some protein in. It's very important, right? So that's what I would do in terms of that. I would, if you guys, like I said in the beginning of the package, don't do anything new. If you haven't been taking creatine, don't start taking creatine. It's too late, right? But if you are taking creatine, make sure you're taking it consistently throughout the Open. That's also going to help tremendously with recovery, right? So that's another thing I would say about the day of the Open. All right. Get a good night's sleep the night before. Eat regularly scheduled meals. Don't eat a lot of fat and fiber before. Make sure that you get in some good, easily digestible pre-workout carbs, and then post-workout also get some liquid carbohydrates in a protein shake. All right. Critical. Get it done. The other thing I want to talk about is alcohol, right? I was talking with a client the other day, and we kind of have this balance right now between like alcohol is acceptable, but yeah, you know what, guys, it's acceptable. Like you can have small amounts of alcohol throughout the week and a couple of drinks and still get results and feel good, but it's not gonna be optimal. It's not going to be optimal. It's not like, oh, if I drink, it's going to better help me with my fat loss goals. No, it's only going to be worse. It's the same for gaining muscle. It's the same for recovery. It's the same for dehydration. It's the same for performance, right? So maybe make a effort over the next couple of weeks preparing for the Open, right? Or to just stop drinking. Stop drinking. Stop drinking. Don't do it. We've normalized drinking alcohol, I think, a bit too much. Yes, you can have an occasional drink here and there. It's great. But don't act like it's actually good, right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, there's so many benefits to red wine. Yeah, all that shit's in grapes and blueberries too. Eat those. You don't need wine. Oh, there's some good, different micronutrients, phytonutrients. And what? It's in blueberries and grapes and other fruits. You don't need to drink wine. You know, so keep in mind, I think it's important to find balance in our life with alcohol, but we shouldn't just normalize it. Like everybody drinks, socially, you have to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I think during the open, it's important to find an even better balance. Put some more effort into drinking less, or maybe, hey, you know what? I'm that's good. I had 2 drinks. That's good. I feel good. I feel good with that. I feel more relaxed. I feel good. I don't need another one, right? That's progress, right? So let's try to make some progress on alcohol in our lives. And now is a great time to do it because you're going to recover better for the open. You're going to do better in the open. You want to talk about low hanging fruit, right? And I told you guys at the beginning of the podcast, you're not going to be able to change that much to make a huge impact. All of our nutrition and everything that we've been doing that's going to pay off has been what we've been doing the last 6 months, not a couple weeks leading up to the open, right? But if you want to really make changes, I mean, sleep and alcohol are massive. So sleep better and drink less, and you'll definitely see some big improvements. Um, so that's what I have to say about alcohol, right? Now, for the week, look, and the weekends and all this stuff, especially when it comes to the nutrition side of stuff, you got to make a plan. I see so many people that are just so excited about, oh, I'm going to get this many reps. And Noah Olson did 200. I'm going to try to do 180, whatever. All right. That's great. It's good to go through the workout and backtrack this and do that. Most of us are not getting anywhere close to Noah Olson's score, but um, that's what we're all like optimistic. Oh, the workout seems the wheelhouse for me. I'm going to crush it, all this stuff. And then we get humbled that first week. Right. But it's funny because, everybody creates a plan around the workout, right? Oh, I'm going to get this many reps and this many rounds. I'm going to get 6 rounds and 14 reps, and that'll beat this person and all this. And you guys are looking on the leaderboard, but you don't create any plan for what you're eating that day. I mean, come on, guys. How ridiculous is that? Right? This is the same thing I go over with people. I asked a question on our Facebook group the other day. If you guys are listening on a Facebook group, good for you for being here. It's entirely free. But if you're on YouTube or anywhere else listening to this, or Instagram, wherever else, like you should get on our Facebook group because I ask questions to people like, how long have you been doing CrossFit and not being intentional with your nutrition? And you would be surprised. We had hundreds of comments of people like, I've been doing CrossFit 3 years, but never really put focus on my nutrition for longer than a couple months or this or that. I haven't been intentional for 10 years, for 12 years. I'm like, wow, and I think people are finally starting to realize like, man, if I'm going to like do well and get where I want to be and do some of this stuff, I need to like start focusing on my nutrition. If I want the body comp that I want, how many people at your CrossFit gym, you've been there 3 years at your CrossFit gym, like say you walk in there and you're like, oh, there's Bob. Bob looks the god dang same as when I walked in here the first day. Why does Bob look the same? Bob looks the same because his nutrition, he's not intentional with his nutrition, right? He hits 4 to 5 watts per week. He's cruising along. He's built some new skills. He's made some friends and he has a community, but he looks the same. What? Guys, 150 to 200 bucks for a CrossFit gym membership a month for 3 years. Let's say 200, just it's easy, right? So 200 times 12, 2400, 2400 for 3 years, it's 4800. Another 2400 is what? 48, 58, 68. So you're at 6800 plus 400. Over $7,200 this person's paid for 3 years at a CrossFit gym, right? $2,400 every year, and they look the same. What? Guys, come on. So we need to be intentional with our nutrition. I know I went off on a tangent there about Bob, but look, don't be like Bob. Actually be intentional with your nutrition. Do it. Do something, right? Create a plan, do it, and implement changes and stay consistent, right? So creating a plan on the weekend is not waking up on Saturday and be like, oh, what am I doing today? Where the kids want to go? Oh, we're going to go out to eat. I don't know where we're going. That's not a plan. Where am I going? When? Yes, things happen. I get it, guys. Things happen, but create a plan. Oh, I'm going to work out at this time. I'm come home. I'm gonna have a couple hours. Then I'm gonna go to here. We got to go to Home Depot. We got to get a few things for the house. Okay, great. When I come back, I'm gonna have this next meal. I'm gonna make sure it's prioritized protein. Oh crap, I don't have enough meal prep protein and carbs. Okay, I need to also plan for some meal prep during the week if I'm gonna be successful. Come on. This is a plan. This is creating a plan, right? So create a plan with your nutrition, right? I have one more advanced tip for you guys. This is all around intra-workout carbs. You're probably wondering, Justin, what are you talking about? How am I going to do like take in intra-workout carbs during the middle of an open workout? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm resting a lot of it. So there's an opportune time. Now, the reason why I'm going to explain this, and this is an advanced tip, right? So, like, if you're not doing any of the other stuff, then don't even worry about this. Focus on the other stuff. But look, it's not that the carbs that you drink, like intra, let's say, like you're doing one of the rounds and you get liquid carbs, Gatorade, you drink a little bit, you put it down, is really going to get to your muscles and help you fuel. But it does trick the brain into think fuel is coming. Fuel is coming. I can push harder. That's what your body does. It recognizes, oh, I can push harder. Fuel is coming. That's pretty cool, right? And even if there's been studies show, even if the sensory, like if you drink the Gatorade and then spit it out, you don't have to swallow it. The body still thinks fuel is coming, right? Because it's one of our sensory things, taste. So I think having it there, if you could take a swig of it here and there, awesome, right? It tricks the body into think fuel is coming. Pretty cool stuff. So this is more of an advanced thing. A lot of us during the open are taking rest breaks, doing that, taking sips of water. Just take a sip of Gatorade or some post workout carbs, kind of in the workout. Maybe there's a max lift. You have time in between, right? We're also seeing more interval based workouts that they're doing, right, for CrossFit. So I think just kind of play around with it a little bit. I think play around with it a little bit. Go from there. And then, I think that's something that you can implement in terms of intra workout carbs. Like I said, this is more advanced. So don't implement this if you haven't implemented anything else, right? So guys, Justin, the WOD nutritionist here, all about the CrossFit Open. I have a guide to give you guys. It's the CrossFit Open Nutrition Guide 2.0. Go ahead and comment the open below, and my team will get it to you if you're on YouTube, if you're on the Facebook group. And just to recap this podcast, there are several things that you can do with your nutrition over the next coming weeks, but the last 6 months is really going to dictate your performance, right? So number one, don't take anything new. Don't implement new foods. Don't implement new supplements. Don't go vegan or keto. Take Jack 3D or any other pre-workout if Jack 3D still is even legal, and start taking this stuff before the open. Doesn't make any sense, right? What you need to do is you need to focus on maintenance. Do not go into a fat loss deficit. Do not go into a calorie surplus. Find maintenance. Incorporate more carbs daily, 40 to 60 more daily leading up into the open. This is not a big change. It's a small change. See how your body responds so that you can recover best. For redos, you're going to keep incorporating those extra 40 to 60 grams of carbs throughout the entire week. Make sure that you're sleeping well. Get easily digestible pre-workout carbs an hour to hour and a half before, 40 to 60 grams. Get in another 40 to 60 liquid carbohydrates post-workout with post-workout protein powder, preferably whey isolate. Alcohol, limit it, do better. That's it. Don't normalize alcohol, do better. It's fine to have a couple drinks. It's not a big deal. If you're having 3 drinks a week right now, go to 2 to 1. If you're drinking 3 nights a week, go to 2 or go to 1, right? Just make improvements, right? And then lastly, create a plan. Create a plan. Don't be like Bob sitting around at his CrossFit gym for 3 years, not making any progress. Actually focus on your nutrition. That's the biggest thing that can make changes in terms of recovery and make changes in terms of body comp. So do that. And for you advanced people out there, incorporate intra-workout carbs into the CrossFit Open workout if you want an extra boost. So, all right, guys, Justin, the WOD nutritionist here at CBG. We help CrossFitters look, perform, and feel confident without tracking macros through fat loss, body recomp, performance, building muscle. And if you have any questions for me, just shoot me a DM, and we'll talk soon. Peace out.